Hey guys, today we're back with another firearms review, and today on the channel we'll be reviewing the Single Stack Sandhawk by Nighthawk. Stay tuned for this one. Alright guys, we're back. Once again today we're going to be reviewing the Single Stack Sandhawk by Nighthawk. As you all know, we've reviewed not only the Sandhawk, but also the Blackhawk or TRS Comp, depending on how you want to look at it, that I personally own. But now we have the Single Stack Sandhawk. This is Single Stack 9mm. It is their softest shooting compensated gun on the market is what Nighthawk says. It's 100% the softest shooting Nighthawk made. So the big difference in between this one and the Sandhawk is that this one has a full frame that is made out of steel. So the other one's a frame is made out of steel as well, but this one right here, where it is a full frame 1911, every bit of this is made out of steel, which makes it 5 ounces heavier than the TRS Comp or the normal Sandhawk. So that being said, you're going to have more weight to it, which means that the gun's going to hold itself down even further. You still have that massive compensator here on the end. You have that squared off trigger that mates up with the X300 Ultra Perfect. I mean, it looks like this light was made for the gun or the gun was made for the light, depending on how you want to look at it. You have your golf ball grips here, G10 grips. Your golf ball serrations here in the front, so your flesh will sink into them. It's all right. To be honest with you, the 25 or 30 lines per inch would have been a little bit stickier to my fingers, which is what I'd like to see better, but I understand they want the actual grips to match up with the front of the grip as well, and you also have the same circles here on the back as well. That being said, you do have the iOS cut here on top of it, and we have the Trujicon RMR mounted on top of it from there. So you have about 50 shades of FDE, from light to decent to a little bit lighter. I mean, it's a good looking gun overall. So that being said, let's go ahead and take some shots with her. Once again, Single Stack, 9mm, 10 rounds. Ah, she doesn't move a bit. I can already tell I'm gonna love this right here. So, as you can see there, that 9mm, it does not move an ounce on you. Oh, all right, so we had looks like a fair to feed. Let's get that out of here. Or fair to extract, actually. There we go. All right, so today we are using Winchester 115 grain ammunition. So fair to extract. There we go. All right, fine. Let's shoot it some more and see if that keeps on happening or what might have happened there. But that was a fair to extract on the Single Stack Sandhawk. Let's go ahead and load up our gun and get back to her. All right, guys, we got our mags loaded back up. Let's go ahead and take a few more shots. There we go. Well, I can tell you one thing, she is a very accurate pistol. You put that dot right on the money, you pull the trigger, and she is going right where you got it. I mean, I know it sounds redundant, but let me tell you something. She is accurate. And plus two, so from what I can tell right now, the way that the gun is firing, PAL, gun goes off, gun reciprocates. It feels to me, I mean, I'm keeping that, and this is, like I said, once again, a Trujicon RMR, a little bit smaller window than an SRO, but I can keep that dot in my window throughout the entire shot. So it's doing its job. There's no question about that. Let's go ahead and load up our mags and take some more shots. All right, guys, so now we are back out with both the Nighthawk TRS Comp, or as I call it, the Blackhawk and the Sandhawk Single Stack. So why did I jerk this one out for? Mainly, guys, to show, you know, the differences and compare it to the Single Stack to see if there's any felt difference. There should be, because this one's approximately 5 ounces heavier than this one, but we will find out. So let's go ahead and start off with the Single Stack Sandhawk. All right, so now with that in mind, that one is empty, let's go ahead and jerk out our TRS Comp. All right, so now that I have that in mind, one thing I can speak on, which is something that you can get changed to yourself. I do prefer, especially for them faster shooting paces, the mid-size trigger. As you can see, with this other one here, we also have a flat face, but it is a shorter trigger. I feel like this one right here resets a tad bit better. And that being said, something else I thought I would bring in too. So as you can see here, the differences in width, if we can get it here to the cameraman, there we go. Difference is in width is barely anything at all, if anything, to be honest with you. So them 1911 grips, they do swell up pretty heavily. And as you can see here on the TRS Nighthawk, it is about the same width. That being said though, we do have the very aggressive pattern on this handgun here. And I feel like it does sink into my flesh a lot better. So technically speaking, yes, this one is softer shooting, but where that dimpling is in the actual firearm itself, to be honest with you, I feel like my TRS comp shoots better. Yes, in theory, this one should, but the grips on it are just not aggressive. That being said, for somebody that doesn't, or has soft hands or doesn't like aggressiveness, you know, it's fine, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, that I love the way that TRS comp just bites into my hand. That being said, you can get a lot more aggressive grips for this gun here. That being said, the grips that we have on our M45 that Nighthawk redone, God, them things feel great in your hands. And it's kind of like that same exact cut out there, but it's aggressive. It feels amazing. So that being said, let's go ahead and shoot another magazine through our Sandhawk Single Stack. But either way, both the guns are very nice. But I think I know what my favorite is. So as you see right there, I had a little bit of trigger freeze. Once again, I'm just used to how that trigger on this one over here just resets. It resets so good. This one right here has a good reset as well. But in my opinion, it's not as good as my TRS comp. God, I'm telling you something though, boys, I'm accurate with this thing right here. You know, I've learned how to shoot on Glocks, and that's how I shoot. So whenever I put my finger in, I just put my finger in the hole and just pull how I want it to. Because technically speaking, I need to have it more like here. And that might be what's freezing me up a little bit. But here, guys, I'm telling you something. That gun right there just feels amazing in the hand, especially if I'm needing to get that dead accurate shot, get it down right where I want it to, pull the trigger. That front side don't move, and I really do enjoy that. That being said, on this one right here, it does not feel near as good whenever I pull it out and I'm actually trying to take a more accurate shot. I jerk just a tad bit, not really noticeable, but at the same time, I do believe I like this other one on the Sandhawk Single Stack better than I do this one for more accurate shots. But now this one right here, 100%. Putting rounds down range, stepping into it, pow, 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 as much as I want to, I think this trigger right here is better. So, that being said though, just from a downside looking, or from an up looking down, you can see there's almost no difference at all, except this one right here is a DLC. This one is the Cerakote that Nighthawk does provide, but even looking at the rails and everything else on them, there is no difference at all, except when you get down to that single stack versus your double stack 1911. Once again, I absolutely love this gun. This is my dream gun, and this is one that will never leave me. I don't care. I'll have to be walking around before somebody take this out of my hands, if that tells you anything. This in here is no slouch, but between the two, truthfully speaking, my opinion, this one right here takes cake for me. Let's go ahead and load up some more rounds, and let's get back out here. All right, guys, got a mags loaded back up. Let's go ahead and take some more shots. Once again, that limited capacity is something else, but reload and go back to town. There we go. All right, guys, so that right there has us right at 600 rounds with the Nighthawk Sandhawk Single Stack. So that being said, we have one malfunction towards the beginning of the video. That was that failure to extract. Not sure what happened there. Not sure if it just ripped off of the feed round or off the bullet itself. But that's the only single malfunction we've had this entire time we've been reviewing this gun, so that's not too bad at all. So, positives. Once again, very weighted gun. You can tell whenever you've got this thing in your hand, it feels like a brick in your hand. A good brick, but a brick in your hand. That being said as well, You have no recoil at all to this gun. Whenever you're shooting it, you can feel the gun reciprocating in your hand, and that's really about it, which is great. Also as well, that trigger on it, it's a flat face, about a medium trigger. No, I wouldn't even call it a medium, a short trigger. As you can see here, here is the pow. Reset. Pow. Feels great. To be honest with you, it's one of my favorite triggers I've ever shot. I don't know if it's just how I shoot my guns, but this right here, I can put right on the dot, and it doesn't move at all. I really do like that trigger a lot, to be honest with you. But besides that, though, great feeling gun overall, and it's what I would expect from it being a Nighthawk. That being said, would I buy one in single stack 9mm? It really just depends. With them having this one in the double stack, I would rather have this one than say a 45 or a 10mm. Now, son, you put a 10mm in my hands with this right here, that compensator on it, you're talking about a Hebrew hammer. At that point, guys, that thing right there could be able to throw some lead down range and throw it down range with some power, is the easiest way to put it. But now, the 9mm, it's not bad. It's just like, hey, they do make a Sandhawk double stack. If I'm wanting all that capacity, them 17 rounds, 21 rounds, I would rather have the gun I actually personally owned, the double stack. But that being said as well, it's not all bad. I still really do like this gun, especially being 9mm. It has less recoil than my gun. But if I'm wanting just that extra capacity where like, hey, I feel like carrying this gun today, which 10 rounds of 9mm is nothing to laugh about either. Well, 11 if you want to put one in the chamber, but I would still rather have that extra capacity than just the single stack ability with just the 9mm. So that being said, if I could have this gun in 10mm, I would absolutely love it. I'm really wanting to shoot one in 10mm, see what the difference is in between this one right here and a normal 10mm and one that's actually compensated, because I've never had a compensated 10mm. With that being said, though, I absolutely love this gun. But if you're looking in between the Sandhawk or this one, truthfully speaking, I would still go with the double stack. But if you're wanting the softest shooting 9mm that Nighthawk makes, look no further than this one right here. Absolutely love the gun, but I would rather, in my opinion, like the capacity better. But once again, if you're looking for the softest shooting gun that Nighthawk has, look no further than this one here, because that's what you're going to get. So guys, I appreciate Nighthawk for sending us this pistol today. Once again, absolutely love it, but I would just rather have the capacity. So that's just my opinion. Either way it goes, though, beautiful gun, and I absolutely love it. And hopefully we might be able to review one of these in 10mm before too long, because let me tell you something, that is going to be interesting. So guys, I appreciate y'all being, as always. Once again, like and subscribe for more gun reviews, and I'll see y'all in the next video.